swapping out a compressor today. The compressor's running, but it's not pumping, so I'm gonna open it up and see what's going on. That one right there. So we can go ahead and recover, and I'll probably just go back with 407C since the new compressor has POE oil. Once you recover, you won't be able to put everything that's back inside the tank, so I might be a little shy. So that's one of the reasons I'm going back to 407C. And always change your filter dryer on your machine when you're recovering. Whenever you're putting a new filter dryer on your machine, make sure this little copper gasket doesn't fall out, because then it'll be leaking. What I like to do is I like to tighten it, hand tight, loosen it, tighten it a few times to get that copper to seal, and then I might do a quarter turn, and that's about it. Big new gauge. Actually, I think I have this band. Alright, I'm recovering. Liquid only right now, then I'll open my suction for vapor. Should be around 8 pounds. We're almost at 2 pounds. If I was recovering more, I'd do my little pull the bottle, or use my little CPS. It's kind of like a sub cooler for the refrigerant, so the bottle won't get so hot. Fun begins. I'm gonna cut the discharge line. I'm not gonna unbraze it, but I'm gonna unbraze my suction line. Reason for that, there could be some oil in here. I don't want to catch anything on fire today. Then we'll change out the filter dryer. It would be this one right here in the back, so that'll be fun. Cut right here. Usually whenever I see the discharge line break inside the compressor, obviously it won't be pumping, but I'll see oil coming out of here, so I'm gonna cut it open. Maybe we have something else going on with it, so we'll find out. So here's our replacement. Here's the original mineral oil. It's a 3-phase 208 230. The new one's identical. It's just POE oil and just a plug connection instead of the Stay-Con. Now I have to change out that filter dryer in the back. So instead of crawling in the unit and having to do it that way, I'll just unbraze it right here and right here, and it'll come out, and I'll braze it up outside, and then I'll put it in, and I'll just have to make my 2 braze connections or outside, inside the unit. That way I won't have to be, holding the torch down here, burning the coil. So it's much easier just to unbraze it. Here, this whole assembly comes out, and make sure you mark it. That way it goes the right direction. Fit it up first before you braze it, and then go ahead and braze it and put it back in. That way all your pipes will line up. Alright, I got the assembly out, and now I can go ahead and remove this dryer and put my new dryer, and make sure everything's lining up before you braze it. It might be a little bit more work, but it's easier in the long run. Make sure to protect your pressure switch too from overheating. So we'll go ahead and get it changed out. Alright, I got the filter dryer in, compressor mounted. I just need to raise up the compressor and pull vacuum and wire it up. So try to keep the caps on until the very end. because POE oil will absorb moisture. Try to keep the moisture down to a minimum. So I'll just try to leave them on until the very end. Alright, I'm purging a little bit of nitrogen through the system from the high side to the low side. I'm going to braze up my my suction discharge points. Like I said, heat up the pipe. Once it starts getting hot and the brazing rod starts melting, go ahead and heat up the joint. And I finish off by heating up the lid for that capillary action. Alright, we're finishing up on the video run, but it took 7.5 pounds. Of course, it was upside down. I don't even have my hoses hooked up anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and open the old compressor and see what's going on with it. Alright, so we got it cut open. Usually when I find them not pumping at all, usually the discharge line will break inside the compressor, but this one looks like it's still intact. Here's your I kind of broke this plastic. That's your suction intake. Gas comes in through here, around the windings, and then down into your into the head, into your suction valves, into the cylinder, and then it comes out once it gets compressed to your, here's a little muffler. Discharge line goes around inside the oil and it comes out of here. So I'm gonna have to cut this right here so I can take the motor assembly out and see why it's running but not pumping. Alright, well here's a high pressure relief valve. I had to make sure that it wasn't bypassing. You can see the discharge line. I covered this up and I put some nitrogen in there, and I only put 150 pounds to make sure it wasn't leaking. But down in the bottom, you can see a whole bunch of stuff. Looks like a little bit of solder and a bunch of, those are probably suction valves. Let's see if I can, oh, they're swimming in it, but all this material. And I'll probably drain the oil so we can see what's all under there. It's just a rubber cap. The other one stayed on the motor, so let me drain this and see what we find under here. Alright, drain the oil out. Don't look too bad. But as you can see, that's all from me grinding, but these little deals right here, probably from a valve plate. It's like some type of plastic, but this is metal. And all that, so more than likely it was slugging to cause that much damage, meaning somehow liquid refrigerant was entering the suction port of the head, and it was basically trying to pump liquid. Alright, here's the bottom of the compressor. Here's the crankshaft and the connecting rods. Here's the one bearing and the oil pump, and I'll draw oil. This goes down into the compressor body, so draws oil through here, and I'll lubricate the connecting rods and the bearings. And there's another bearing up in here, so I'll go ahead and let's see. That's pretty much all it does. You can see the pistons going up and down, maybe about an inch and a half. But I'm gonna flip it over and I'll take the head off to see what happened. I'm thinking the discharge valve actually broke. I can kind of see the suction valve on the other side. We'll take a look at that. But that's, let me see. About half speed. Yeah, that was about half speed on me. Alright, like I said earlier, the suction gas goes from this side through the windings. There's a little plastic piece that I'll, if I can find it somewhere, I'll take a picture of it. But anyways, it connects to the intake of the compressor. You can kind of see the reeds, or the valve plate. I think where you see that cutaway, I think that's where the suction valve is. But I'll take it apart and we'll see. There's the part I was talking about. It goes in here and here, and the suction gas goes inside and down into the head assembly. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the head off and we'll see what happened. Refrigerant gas stays trapped into these bolts until you break them loose. I don't know if I can do it with one hand. Let's see if I can get my knee. I don't know if you heard that, but that's a little bit of refrigerant coming out. See it right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off and we'll see what we find. Alright, so the moment of truth. It's either gonna be a bad gasket, a blown gasket, or discharge valves are gonna be gone. That's what I'm guessing, so we'll see. Let's see. Here is, this is the gasket, the head gasket. Looks like it's intact. Looks like there's a little rubber gasket right here for the suction. Suction comes in through here, and then this is the discharge side right here. There's a little piece of something in here. So yeah, here's your suction side, here's your discharge side. Okay. Here's some more metal. Here's the valve plate. Looks like a chunk of the suction side is missing. These are your discharge reeds. They look okay. Looks like it's going to be that suction valve actually, right here. It's hard to tell, but you can see it right here. Let me see if I can get something to push down with. See, they open up and the compressor goes down. It pulls the suction will pull it down. It looks like it's missing here. That looks like the top of the compressor. And this looks like the remaining valve right here. Let me see if I can turn it on and run it like that. Alright, we'll see what's going on. Sorry, the VFD is a little bit loud. Let's see. Yeah, that's actually the piston. Here you can see the suction valve kind of going down. That's the piston. You shouldn't be able to see the piston, so yeah, the suction valve is completely destroyed. Just little pieces hanging on. Probably damaged that piston pretty good. Here's some more pieces of it. So there's the suction valve actually. Let me take this off and we'll flip it around. Alright. Again, here's your discharge valves, and these are your suction valves on the outside. We'll flip it over. I'm not sure if I broke this off, but it's part of the gasket. But anyways, here's the good side. Suction valve. This one over here. Suction valve. Just like this one. And you can see where it lays across. And then in the middle, that's your discharge valve. Well, obviously here's the bad side. One suction valve is completely missing. The other one, there's only half of it hanging on. So, yeah. Let's see. Looks like the discharge valves are bent too. It should be flat. Looks like this thing is pumping some liquid. Looks like there's a piece of something. Oh, it even broke the valve plate on the discharge side. See this little bar right here where my finger's at? Look on this side. Wow. That's why it's sticking straight out. The discharge valve should be flat. See my glove sticking out. These probably got bent too. They should probably be a little bit more flat than that. Huh. Thing is pumping some liquid for sure. Alright, let's run these pistons. Piston's a little bit damaged. Looks like there's chunks in both. Look at that big gash. Yeah, so So what happens when compressor tries to pump some liquid, it'll start breaking valves and gaskets. In this case, suction valves and discharge valve. That's why I wasn't pumping. Cool stuff.